Alright, I'm back again with another video, this time a top 10 PS5 games. Several people, actually surprisingly many people, have asked me to do this for different consoles throughout the last year and a half or so. Also, there are people outside working on the roof, so I don't know how much that noise comes through. Probably it will, there will be some noise from the background coming in because people are using power drills and stuff just outside my apartment. So sorry for that, but it is what it is. So yeah, PS5 top games, top 10, my favorite games for the system. I tried to make up a bunch of rules to kind of not include some titles because I was trying to figure out how to do this properly because I wanted to do a list without remasters or remakes, but then there are so many of those, and I wanted to include a couple here, so I did. And there are so many games that were released either simultaneously for the PS4 and PS5, or first for the PS4 and then just a couple of months later for the PS5. So are those really PS4 games or PS5 games, or what are they? They were also often released for the PC, so they are PC games as well. So it's a hassle. So I just scrapped all of the extra criteria that I came up with. And this list is made up of two rules. One, do I own a physical copy of it? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, it's eligible. And number two, do I want it to be on this list? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, it's on the list. It's that simple. There are some games that I did exclude because I've only played them recently. So, for example, Clair Obscur, God of War Ragnarok, and the Stanley Parable are not here because I just played them a couple of months ago. And I don't like including brand new things or things that I've just recently watched or played for the first time, so whether it's movies or games. I think they have the games and such, they have to endure a test of time. It has to be a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years before you can really assess what your opinion of something is for real. So nothing that I've played in the last couple of months at least included here. Right. For the PS5, it was really difficult to make this list because I've only played like 70 games or so. So the pool to pick from wasn't that great. However, I do like the list that I came up with, and I enjoy the fact that I managed to sneak a couple of titles in there that probably shouldn't be there and will drop out in time. So I will do an updated list like this probably in a year or 2 years, whenever I feel like doing one, when I've played more games. So I have here a couple of games that I haven't played yet that I think would probably at least be honorable mentions had I played them. So just a couple of ones here to show. Cult of the Lamb, haven't played that yet. Unicorn Overlord, I like everything that this developer has released so far, so Vanillaware, that is. So I would probably enjoy that. Armored Core 6, haven't had the time to play that. Returnal, one of the big exclusives on the system. Doki Doki Literature Club, and Neon White. Haven't had the time to play these yet. I will try and play them in the next year or so. Right. So let's get into the list. That was a rambling introduction, almost 5 minutes, and I haven't listed anything yet. So, of course, there has to be honorable mentions. I have 3 here. So I have here the director's cut of Ghost of Tsushima. The weird thing about Ghost of Tsushima is that whenever I see it on my shelf, I'm like, yeah, it was a good game. But then when it comes time to list it in a best of list, I kind of go, do I want it there? Nah. It's good. I like it. It's like an open world samurai game slash ninja game. It's really good. I enjoy it, but it just didn't make the cut for me on the top 10. Which for some people will be blasphemy when you see what is at at number 10. But oh well, that's too bad. Another one that I really enjoy is Madison. This is the Possessed edition for the PS5. One of my favorite first-person horror games, and every time I think about this game, I rate it higher and higher. I absolutely love the monster design here. It's an iconic character, the blue knees. The theme song is fantastic. The gameplay is it's a PT-inspired first-person horror game, so it is what it is. But I really enjoy the overall package here. I think Madison is criminally underrated, so if you haven't checked it out, please do so if you're into horror games. And then thirdly, this is one of those games where I was thinking, is this a PS4 or a PS5 game? But I have a PS5 copy of it, so this is Shredder's Revenge, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a beat 'em up. By far my favorite of these like retro beat 'em up games that have been released in the last 5 or so years. There are so many of them, especially on a PS4. I'll probably try to sneak one in to my top 10 list there, but we'll see if it makes it. So yeah, really fun beat 'em up game. So those are the honorable mentions. Now to the actual top 10 list. I'll try to go through this pretty quickly, but well, those who know me know that it just won't probably happen. But let's see how much time I can spend rambling about number 10. So number 10 is Power Wash Simulator. Yes, I ranked Power Wash Simulator higher than Ghost of Tsushima, of all things. Well, I think it deserves a spot on the list. Released by Square Enix, of all companies, Power Wash Simulator is incredibly fun, casual game. It is exactly what you would think. You clean things with a power washer. And that's the game. I put, I think, almost 100 hours into this game when I played it last year. And I enjoyed every single second of it, and I wanted more. It's just too bad that the DLC packs are a bit pricey for how much content there is, so I haven't played any of the DLC, but the main game has so much content in it that you don't really need the DLC. I should probably go back to it. I am incredibly happy as well that they announced a sequel to this game. It did so well that they made a sequel, so Power Wash Simulator 2 coming up. Maybe next time I do this list, I'll have 2 games here. I'll have the original and the sequel. Who knows? But yeah, Power Wash Simulator is such a fun Zen game. Climbing on top of roofs, washing dirty drains, just washing everything. The DLC packs are insane. There's like a Warhammer DLC. There's a Shrek DLC where you clean up the swamp. That's great. So yeah, it's just a really fun time. I had to sneak it on this list. It will probably not be here when I make a new version of this list, but I just found it hilarious that I could do it, because there isn't really anything else that I would want to have on the list in front of it. So there you go, Power Wash Simulator. Next up, a indie game that I absolutely love, which is Bugsnax. Another game that people are just thinking now, better than Ghost of Tsushima? Really? Are you insane? Well, maybe. I don't care. Bugsnax by the people who made Octodad, so that would be Young Horses. And it's basically a Pokemon Snap style of game where you go around like taking photographs of these weird monsters, and you're trying to capture them as well. It's an insane game. It's one of the most surprising games you will ever play in your lifetime. It is at times a kid's game, like a Pokemon Snap or something like that, but then it turns into a horror game at points, and it's like really bizarre body horror stuff. It's weird, and it's great. I love everything about this game. I love the characters. There's so much personality here. These different weird walruses and these different characters who are trying to catch these like monsters that are based on fruit and vegetables and stuff like that. So people are basically capturing these little things and just eating them, but they are alive. So people are just eating strawberries, cute strawberries that have eyes and stuff. It's awkward, but it's fun. It's great. So, Bugsnax on the list. Next up, number 8 is a card game, and that is Inscription. Now, is this a PC game or a PS5 game? I don't care. I have a PC. I have a PS5 version and also a PC version of this game. So, yeah, Inscription is a horror card game. It's a deck builder style of game where it's like a board game / a deck builder with lots of horror elements in it. The funny thing about the game is that this full version, I played the demo when it first came out and loved it, but this full version is full of surprises again. Like Bugsnax, this game is full of surprises. I know a friend of mine only played the first section of the game. So the first section is the one that people know, if you know this game, the one in a cabin. And he didn't realize that you can actually beat the cabin and get forward in a game, but that's like 1/4 of the full game. There is so much more to the game. Different visual styles and everything that unlock when you go further on in the game. And it's one of those almost already cult-like games. Like this game has a cult following. There is so much depth to it. There are so many secrets that you can find. There is so much hidden lore in the game. It's incredible. It's really, really good. And the actual gameplay of it, the deck building and the matches you play, it's really engaging strategical card game gameplay, where you really have to know the mechanics and where to put your cards and which enemy to attack first, and how all the cards move around the board, because you play the cards and they are on this like a board next to one another, which has 4 slots. And yeah, it's really good. I absolutely love the atmosphere and the depth of Inscription. Right. So that was, what was that? Number 8. Number 7. I had to put this here. Death Stranding, the director's cut. So this was originally a PS4 game, but they did the enhanced edition of it for the PS5, and that's when I played it. I don't think I even own the PS4 version of the game, so I had to put this here. A lot of people laughed at the game when it was first announced. Like it's a literal walking simulator. And well, it's not a walking simulator by definition, but it is like funny to think of it as such, but because you are basically delivering packages, like you are a FedEx driver in this strange Hideo Kojima world where you have to fight against weird sludge monsters, and there's Matt Mikkelsen showing up every once in a while. You deliver packages to Conan O'Brien, like a hologram version of Conan O'Brien. It's strange. The sequel will have Mamoru Oshii in it. That's exciting, the anime director. Yeah, you have Guillermo del Toro here. You have Nicolas Winding Refn. The cast is insane. And it is a Hideo Kojima game through and through. What is going on in story? Well, who cares? It's cool. Like, that's my thoughts on Hideo Kojima. I don't often understand what he's necessarily going for. Like, there are themes here, like connections between people and stuff like that. I don't want to spoil much of it, but yeah, I especially like the stuff they do with the beaches. The beaches are really, really interesting. But yeah, there is so much going on here. I don't often understand exactly what is happening, but it looks cool. It's visually incredible, and the gameplay is so polished. It's so good. It's the same thing with like games like Metal Gear 5, where I think the storyline just breaks throughout the game at one point, and it just often doesn't work when it comes to the story and everything else. But the gameplay is so good that it holds everything together. So you are walking and delivering packages, but there's a balance system. You have different vehicles. You have to build like bridges and ladders to get over and around obstacles, and there is so much to the game. There are so many systems. Some of the systems haven't really been thought out thoroughly, but they are still in the game and they have some sort of a use, I guess, sometimes. And it's like Metal Gear 5, where there is just a dozen ways of doing things. I don't think there's any possibility that two people have played Death Stranding the same way, going around or over the obstacles in the same way. So yeah, Death Stranding absolutely deserves a spot on any PS5 list, as far as I'm concerned. So what was that? 10, 9, 8, 6, 7, 6. We have a puzzle game. This is the sequel to Talos Principle. So the Talos Principle 2. The reflections on the covers is annoying, but not much I can do about that. It's light. Light is not your friend when you're filming. So the Talos Principle 2, the first game, I would assume makes my PS4 list. I would be shocked if it doesn't. And the sequel, while I'm not as enthusiastic about as the original game, it's still incredible. So these are first-person puzzle games, the Talos Principle and the second one, where you are basically doing light puzzles, so like laser beam puzzles, where you have to get the laser beams to go into certain places to open doors and such. And the beams cannot cross, so you have to find all kinds of different ways of making the beams go into different slots without crossing one another. It sounds simple, but it gets complicated. I like it how much they were able to do with the basic puzzle mechanics in Talos Principle 2. There are so many different things you can do, the cloning system and everything. Again, I don't want to spoil much about the games because I would obviously suggest anyone to check these games out if you're interested in them. So yeah, the Talos Principle, I guess the main thing about the game is that it's also a philosophy simulator. So basically you have this post-apocalyptic world inhabited by these AIs. In the first game, the AIs are in computers. They don't have bodies. Or most of them don't. But in the second game, they have built a utopian city out of the scraps of humanity, and they have these robotic bodies that they walk around in. And it's really interesting. It's like as you can tell from the cover, it's like a simulation of Greek philosophers, just a bunch of Greek philosophers walking around and building a society. They all have different personalities, the AIs, and different ideas on how society should be run, and they engage in these debates and stuff like that. It's really interesting, and you get to partake in the debates, especially in the first game when you are in this like old school like IRC messaging system kind of place where people are just writing their thoughts down. You get to engage in that. It's interesting. So yeah, the puzzles are just a reason for me for keeping players engaged. But I think the most interesting part about the game is the writing and the philosophical thought. Do I understand most of it? Absolutely not, because I'm not a philosopher. I've never studied philosophy. But I like thinking about the things anyway. So yeah, Talos Principle 2 definitely deserves a spot on the list. Developed by Crow Team from Croatia. I don't think I know any other developers from Croatia. Right. Number 5. So this is another card game, which is Balatro, that I played last year, and I just lost my life to this game for several months. Obviously, It's a mobile game. It's a PC game. Yeah, but I have a PS5 copy, so it's on the list. Fuck it. So Balatro deck builder, not really a poker game. It's a deck builder card game that has poker hands in it. I think it's weird that this game has an 18 plus rating because it's apparently gambling, according to some people who haven't even played the game or don't even understand what the game is. So the people who work at these rating system companies like Peggy, it's not a gambling game. Like it's a single player card game where you're building decks and you're trying to get as many points as possible. And you have to get to a certain threshold. You have to get a better and better deck, better and better combos, better and better combinations, better and better buffs to your cards and so on, so that you can progress and beat like rounds of this game. There are, how many rounds are there? They are called antes. How many are there? 8, I guess. I can't even remember. It's been... I had to put this game down and force myself not to play it because I was just playing it too much. So I haven't played it at all since I beat it last year, I think. Or was it early this year? I can't remember. Anyway, I'm just rambling now. So yeah, it's an incredible card game. It's one of my favorite deck builders of all time. It is so addictive. There are so many different cards, so many variations. There was at some point supposed to be an expansion. I have no idea if it has come out yet because I just don't follow the game because I don't want to lose my life again to it. But yeah, I did beat the game. I did unlock everything you can unlock in it. So it took me like 100 hours. Like you can get this game for a couple of euros during a sale. It has so much content and so much to do in it. So yeah, Balatro deserves a spot on the list. Right, and now we get to the top 4. I would consider this top 4 to be the truly high end PS5 games. So at number 4, I have Astrobot, which was one of the big games that I played earlier this year. This is probably the most recent game that I've played that is on the list. But I think there has been enough time since I finished it to include it on the list. It's just a really fun throwback 3D platformer. I wish there were more games like this. Still, it reminds me of all of those PS1 classic platformers from way back in the day, the Spyros and the Crash Bandicoots and everything like that. It's just a joy to play. So many different levels. They've also added free DLC. I played all of them. By the time this video comes out, there probably is some levels, new levels to the game that I haven't played obviously yet because they haven't been released, but there should be some new content coming soon. I'm recording this video on July 23rd, I think. Yeah, July 23rd. So I'll release this in a couple of weeks. So there we go. So yeah, so even more content coming. Astrobot, just a fantastic game. Such a joy. Deserves all the praise. Deserved all of the Game of the Year trophies that it won last year. So yeah, great game. And then we have the top 3. So at number 3, there are 2 games in the top 3 that I originally didn't include at all because they are remakes. But I had to include them here because they are just the best of the best. I love these games. So at number 3, I've got the Dead Space remake, which isn't really a controversial addition on the list like this because it is so new. It is a really big remake of the original game. I would say there's probably around 50% of the game that is basically either completely new content or like old content that has been completely redesigned, like the zero gravity sections from the original game. They used to be sections where you walk on these very narrow paths that are predetermined, like you're on rails basically. and they completely redid all of it for this game and made them open. So now you can just fly around freely in zero gravity. Like, it's almost like playing the game like for the first time when you play this remake. It is so good. It is so good. It's by far, I guess it's my second favorite remake of a horror game from the last 10 years, and the number one game will be on the PS4 top 10 list. So you all know what it is if you know your stuff. But yeah, Dead Space, the remake, is so good. One thing that I don't necessarily enjoy about the game is that they gave Isaac Clarke, the main character, a voice actor. He was originally a silent protagonist, but I mean, it works. The voice actor is fine, so who cares? But yeah, I mean, this is a love letter to Alien, the movie. This is a love letter to Event Horizon, the movie. This is a love letter to so many sci-fi movies, Solaris. There is so much to this. I mean, the atmosphere, the gameplay is so polished in the remake as well. So yeah, it's a horror game. I usually like horror games that are more on the survival horror side. This is not really a survival horror game because there is so many bullets to go around, and there is such a strong emphasis on just straight up killing everything and just blasting everything to bits. But it is kind of a survival horror game, I guess, if you play it on the highest difficulty levels. But yeah, it's like when it comes to more action-oriented horror games, it's by far my favorite. And I think this remake is 100 times better than the original. I was never a massive fan of the original game on the PS3. I thought it was really good. I finished it maybe 2 or 3 times on the PS3, but yeah, the remake just blows the original game out the water. It's so good. Right, and then at number 2 we have a Finnish game, which is fantastic. So I'm from Finland, so this is my stuff. And I love Control. This is the Ultimate Edition. This was also, like some of the other games on this list, originally a PS4 game, but they released it again for the PS5 with all the DLC included and just enhanced graphics and whatever. So yeah, Control. I love everything about this game. It's a horror game. It's a third-person shooter. It's a Finnish life simulator at times. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. I'm not going to spoil anything. There are some very, very Finnish sections to this game with I don't want to say anything. But yeah, it has Martti Suosalo, the great actor. Is it Suosalo? I think it's Suosalo. I may have messed up the last name, but Martti anyway, a very famous actor from Finland. He plays the janitor, and he's great. And yeah, it's a Remedy game. I love Remedy, Alan Wake, Max Payne, and it feels like a Remedy game, but it is so good. Man. I love the horror parts. This is by far the best SCP style game I've played. So SCP, also a Finnish game, by the way. Many people probably don't know that, but SCP containment, what is it? Security containment breach, SCP. That's a Finnish game, actually, the old PC game. So yeah, it has a similar style of horror to it, where you have these items that are kind of supernatural in some sense, and these anomalies. So you have, for example, a rubber duck that just kills everything, which is hilarious. And they do so much with the lore and with the different items, the different anomalies here, and just exploring the world. You are in this like bureau building, very much like something you would see in a movie for like a CIA headquarters or whatever, or an FBI headquarters. You are in this huge building that has a prison in it and all these different sci-fi laboratories and everything. It's so cool. It is so cool. Everything about it, the sci-fi, the horror, everything is so cool. And the gameplay is great. It has a lot of physics-based gameplay. You can throw pretty much every item in the environment around. The graphics are incredible. Like you if you go to a library section in a game and you do a blast at the library like shelves, every single page of every single book seemingly is just flying around. It looks incredible. It looks magnificent. And yeah, I don't know. I'll move on. I'll stop gushing about Control. If you haven't played Control, please do yourself a favor. It's so good. And then at number 1, I have what in my mind is the best PS5 experience out there, and that is the Demon Souls remake. And the one Indian guy who keeps harassing me about Detroit Become Human being a good game and who thinks that Dark Souls sucks, he won't be happy about this, but fuck that guy. Demon Souls is just a fantastic remake of a fantastic classic PS3 game. I played the PS3 game. I'm one of those weird people who actually played the original Demon Souls on the PS3 before Dark Souls even came out. So that would have been probably around 2010, maybe, or 2011 when I played Demon Souls. And then I played Dark Souls shortly after that. And I loved the original Demon Souls. I had a really hard time getting into it, as most people do. But once it clicked, and I fell in love with the game. And the PS5 version it's a love letter to the original game. It's basically the same game, but with proper frame rate. So when you go to the Poison Swamp area, you have more than 10 FPS. That's great. that alone makes this game worth playing. And when you are in some of the darkest sections in a game, you can actually see something, which is great. And yeah, I when I played through this game, I was shocked by how much of it I remembered. I remembered pretty much the entirety of the game from start to finish. So it is the prototype to Dark Souls. It is tough as nails, third-person action, slow-paced combat, extremely difficult. Every basic enemy, even in a game, can kill you in a couple of hits when you are underleveled, and you just have to stick to it. If you stick with the game and you learn how to play it and you learn the levels and how to play against the different bosses and the different mobs, it will become like an all-time classic. Some people don't like the difficulty, which I understand, but Demon Souls, I think, is the easiest of all the From Software Souls-like games that they've made. Demon Souls is the easiest one. It has the most simple boss fights. It has a lot of gimmick boss fights that are quite boring, but they are always visually very pleasing to look at, so it isn't much of a problem for me. Like the first boss fight, the blob with the spears, it's such a dumb easy fight, and then you have the dragon god thing, whatever boss. I can't remember the names of them. That basically you just run from one side of the arena, hit it, run to the other side of the arena, hit it, and then you win. Some of the boss fights are pretty bad, but in my mind, this is an all-time classic game. I love it so much. I loved it on the PS3. I love it even more on the PS5. And it's made by Bluepoint. They've made so many good remakes and remasters. They did Shadow of the Colossus on the PS4. They did the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection, and just a fantastic company. They put so much effort and so much love and detail into these games that, yeah, it has to be on the list. Right. So that is my top 10. So at number 10 we have Power Wash Simulator. Number 9 we have Bugsnax. Number 8 Inscription. Number 7 Death Stranding Director's Cut. Number 6 The Talos Principle 2. Number 5 Balatro. Number 4 Astrobot. Number 3 Dead Space Remake. Number 2 Control Ultimate Edition. And number 1 Demon Souls the Remake. And that's it. Now I'm wondering, what should I do for the... Maybe I'll do it like this. I'll do I'm wondering what will I do for the thumbnail. So for those who don't know, I use as little effort as possible when I make these videos, as you can probably tell. So I'm going to do the thumbnail now. Which game will I put there to block all the other ones? Should I use Claire Expedition and then piss off people by not having it there? Yeah, I'll do that. So there you go. Claire Expedition 33, not on a top 10 list, but I'll clickbait you with it. So have fun. Yeah, I'll see you again next week with something else. Bye.